Tuesday edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you're enjoying the weekend so far. Along with the all-star team of Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson. So let's take a look at the starters for the Utah Jazz. George and Sexton in the backcourt. Williams is out there with Lauri Markkanen. And it's Kessler in at the center, filling out the middle. And for San Antonio, up front they're going with Johnson and Wemby. Then there's Chris Paul. Then it's Harrison Barnes. And it's Champagnie at the 2. And when people talk about the future of this league, Stan, both of these teams are often mentioned.
Yeah, Brian, we're getting a glimpse of what the NBA will soon look like. There are some great young players up and down these rosters. These front offices have done great jobs.
Now here's Barnes to the middle. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
And Johnson plays with a lot of power, especially close to the basket.
Markkanen outside. Right side, Sexton. And a nice finish on the layup.
Setting an aggressive tone early, challenging the heart of that defense.
Paul taking his time here. Outside Wembanyama. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. That one on Kessler. And even after a year, the numbers that Wembanyama can put up are staggering.
Oh, terrifying what his stat line could look like in 5 years' time. His minutes and usage will only continue to grow. He could have multiple quadruple doubles in his future.
Shooting 2.
And he makes a first. Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship, Grant.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they have the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
And both free throws good for Wembanyama. Coach, when you watch Wemby, it's not the height that jumps out. It's the way he moves with that height.
Brian, I've been around the NBA a long time, and you think you've seen it all, but when you see someone with Wembanyama's size and the things he can do, his ball handling, his shooting range, the way he moves, blocking shots, this guy is one of a kind.
Feels like he's emerging as the face of the NBA soon.
I think that's what we all expect.
It's good.
And look at the soft touch. The rookie, Wembanyama, has really gotten this dialed in.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 4-point game. Last time they met in Salt Lake City.
They got crushed the last time they faced this team, and they only have themselves to blame.
Yeah, they were coughing it up all over the place. For whatever reason, they could not find a handle.
Now here's Barnes. 11 points for him last game against Portland.
And he did a lot of work on the glass as well. He impacted the game on multiple fronts. The fall away, upping the degree of difficulty. You wonder if perhaps they could have gotten a better look.
Out of bounds, it'll be Spurs ball.
San Antonio ball.
And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Pass to Champagnie. Now Barnes. Fires, top of the key. Sexton grabs the board.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
Here's George. The Jazz again can't hit. The Spurs have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Here's Johnson. Kessler with a rebound. Jazz trail by 4. Outside, Williams. Sexton looking around. Sinks it from distance. Sexton's got 5 points.
Well, look, if you're guarding Sexton in pick and roll action, you have to stop the ball first.
Johnson a screen on George. Paul for three. Pure from three-point range.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. He's checked in for Barnes. John Collins checked in for Utah. Taking a look back at last season, the team leaders in rebounding. The Jazz, third.
Well, the commitment they brought to the boards is evident in those numbers. Rebounding's never a glamour stat, but it wins you games.
George passes to Kessler. Outside Sexton. There's the triple. Rebounded by Champagny.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Johnson with a bucket.
Well, since coming into the league, Vassell has shown a lot of growth as a passer.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. Coach, as you know, two-way wings like Devin Vassell are a hot commodity in the NBA these days.
Yeah, Brian, he's got good defensive instincts. He's got great length. And offensively, a pretty good three-point shooter, but his main weapon is that mid-range jump shot.
San Antonio with the ball, following the bucket by Utah. Wembanyama, high post. Kessler on him. Wembanyama finds Vassell. Here's the pick. Over Sexton. Vassell can't get it to go.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Pass to Collins. Kessler with it. And there's 1:38 left to play in the first. Just 5 on the clock. Here's George. It's wide right, hits off the rim.
So far this quarter, he's been out of sync and might be pressing right now.
George against Paul. Back to Johnson. Wembanyama, screen on Collins. Here's Johnson. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Stan, when you talk to others about Keldon Johnson, one of the things you hear is that he's a natural leader.
Yeah, Brian, look, the intangibles with him are off the charts. This is a guy that got on the United States national team because of the kind of person and player he is. He leads by example every day.
First free throw is good. Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Thanks, guys. Well, the Spurs with some experienced additions, bringing in Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes, their mentorship is likely just as valuable to this young roster as their contributions on the court. And with legendary head coach Greg Popovich, they're creating an environment for growth in San Antonio. They're really building things the right way, guys.
All right, Shams, appreciate the report. Now here's Eubanks. Here's Clarkson. Kicks it out to Collins. Tries again, and he knocks the jumper down.
Well, those are the quick twitch muscles from Collins.
And it's Paul with the ball for the Spurs. They lead by 4. Pass to Collins. Back to Paul. 14 feet away. And off the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him. Paul's got 5.
Well, he got to his spot in the mid-range, and that's a shot he's going to make more often than not.
Now Sexton. Hauled in by Paul.
Well, you got to miss sometimes, but that one seemed like a gimme.
Here's Johnson. The rebound by the Jazz. 20 seconds left to play in the first. Kicks it out to Collins. Sexton passes to Clarkson. Missed inside.
Uh-oh. Did he change his mind on the way up? I think he did.
Here's Johnson. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's San Antonio leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. They've done well to disrupt the opposition, playing inspired defense. We'll be right back with you shortly. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. What do you guys think about San Antonio here in this one?
I'll tell you what, throughout the first, they did a great job of just running their offense.
Yeah, and I love to see this kind of communication between teammates. Great player movement, great ball movement.
Jazz trail by 6. On the floor for Utah, getting going in the second. They've got Jordan Clarkson, John Collins out there with Drew Eubanks. Then it's Williams, and it's Preston in at the 1 spot.
Man, just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Pass to Castle. Well, Grant, you were an excellent defender in your day. So who was the toughest player you had to guard?
Well, there were so many great players. Michael, LeBron. But let's talk about the late, great Kobe Bryant. I mean, he really had no weaknesses. And even if you defended him perfectly, there's a good chance he can still make the shot.
Here's Branham. After the basket by Utah. Here's Castle. Pass to Branham. From outside the arc, Utah grabs the miss. Defeated by Milwaukee in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
It's always hard to get a win on the road, especially when you show zero energy on the defensive end.
Yeah, when you have a defensive showing this poor, it's normally due to an overall lack of effort.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Up top, Collins. Back to Vassell. Scores after the quick crossover. Vassell's gotten his first basket of the night.
And when wings take it down low, good things happen.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian, there's a lot of room for growth for the Spurs, even with their rising star, Victor Wembanyama, who said, I know it's not going to be easy. It's going to take some time before we contend for a title. I'm ready for anything and ready to sacrifice. I'm patient, but I'm not wasting time. Brian, plenty of motivation. Chasing
greatness is what they're doing, Allie. Vassell can't get it to go. Utah trailing here. Outside, Williams. Now Eubanks, still without a bucket. And here's Collins for 3. Collins with the rebound. San Antonio's gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter after undergoing 3 ankle surgeries in 10 months in 2020 and 2021. Coach Zach Collins has bounced back amazingly.
He really has, Brian. And the injuries have really been the only problem for Zach Collins. He's got size, skill, and toughness. This guy is a very effective player when he's healthy.
His story is inspirational.
It is indeed.
Now here's Clarkson. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee. Here's Preston. Here he goes. Count it. Preston's gotten his first points in this one.
They didn't do themselves any favors with their shooting in the first quarter, but they're starting to pick it up now.
To the right side. Here's Collins. And he lays it up and in.
For Vassell to really make an impact, that's what he has to do. Initiate the offense.
Jazz trail by 4. And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Group getting ready for Utah. Kessler, he's checked in for Eubanks. Markkanen comes in for Williams. Sexton's checked in for Clarkson. And it's George in for Preston. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Collins a screen. Inside. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. Collins has got 8.
And their shots are dropping with more consistency now.
Outside Paul. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
And Johnson is an impressive athlete. One who doesn't lack confidence either.
Stan, one of the most impressive streaks in sports history. The San Antonio Spurs, one of the smallest markets in the NBA, making 22 consecutive playoffs.
Yeah, Brian, there's nothing that I respect more than consistent success year after year. I think it's harder than having that one great year. What San Antonio did in those years is incredible.
And they had a great sideline reporter out here, too.
Good-looking guy.
And that one's good. Paul.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Collins outside. Markkanen outside. And a miss there on the triple.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Markkanen against Vassell. Paul passes to Champagny. And it's blocked by Kessler.
Oh, big Walker Kessler. That is how you use your size.
Outside Sexton. Back to George. Beyond the arc. Hits the trifecta. 5 points in the game.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
On the wing, Vassell. 30 seconds left to play in the first half. The shot by Johnson, no good. Utah has gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. Markkanen right side. George scanning the floor. Shot clock at 6. Launches a 3. He can't hit that time. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. San Antonio on top, up 1. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Halftime is here, and with the San Antonio Spurs in a neck-and-neck game, lots to talk about.
Watching them on the offensive end, they did a great job moving that basketball. There's no surprise in those assist totals how they reflect that.
Keeping everyone involved, keeping everyone engaged.
And now let's take a moment to see how the West stacks up here in this early part of the season.
When I look at San Antonio, they've played below average basketball coming out the gates. They were hoping for more. They were talking a good game in the preseason, but they have not backed it up. Like you never back anything up, Ernie.
Glad you could join us. Brian Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. You look at Keldon Johnson, he's really been playing well.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Up front, they're going with Johnson and Wemby. Then it's Harrison Barnes. Then there's Chris Paul. And it's Champagnie at the shooting guard position. That's the San Antonio 5. George with the block. And he gets it back. And he's able to get it back. Pass to Champagnie. Williams against Barnes. The floater. Williams grabs the board. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for Utah. They trail by 1. And after this one, they're at home against Phoenix. And that's the first of just 2 home games for them. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Brian, Lauri Markkanen's shooting stroke at 7 feet tall had former Mavericks coach Rick Carlisle comparing him to Dirk. Lauri said it feels good to hear that because he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but there's still a long way to go, and it gives me more motivation to keep getting better. He's not getting a big head, Brian.
No, he's not, and that's the way you have to approach it to be great. Thanks, Allie.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't what they had in mind.
George outside. Pass to Markkanen from deep. The rebound by the Spurs.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And for a scorer as prolific as Markkanen, he doesn't need the ball in his hands too often.
So many of his scores come off assist, so just a great sense of when to get into space and become available.
Now here's George. He's got 5. Stolen by Wembanyama. Barnes feeling it out a bit. Johnson. Unable to get that one. Some solid defense from Williams. Pass to Sexton. Now Markkanen. George with it. Back to Markkanen. Oh, Markkanen powers through the contact inside.
Yeah, he was showing some muscle there. Markkanen is so tough to contain at times.
Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Wembanyama, pass to Johnson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Johnson's got 10 points in the game.
Well, that's where Johnson does most of his scoring. He's very effective down low.
George passes to Markkanen. Back to George. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. He has 7.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Ball passes to Wembanyama. From the wing, Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got 4 rebounds now. And it's Sexton on the take. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Yeah, don't let his 6'3" height fool you. Sexton loves rising up and dropping the hammer.
Impressive looks on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Spurs trail by 6. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Fade away. That's good from Wembanyama on the assist by Paul.
Yeah, not sure why he faded away there. Sure looked like he had plenty of space.
It's Markkanen on the wing. Outside, Williams. Pass to Sexton. Well, Stan, in this league, the opportunity always exists to make a name for yourself.
It certainly does, Brian. And guys that maybe haven't gotten their opportunity, if they're ready when they get it, then they're going to burst onto the scene, and they'll no longer be under the radar guys. Look at a guy like Jalen Brunson, 2nd-round pick, bench guy in Dallas for a long time, and then now an all-star.
And Utah has possession. The Spurs making their last shot. And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. Substitution here for San Antonio. Collins, he's checked in for Victor Wembanyama. Ingram comes in for Johnson. Branham's checked in for Barnes. And it's Vassell in for Champagnie. A big group substitution here for Utah. Eubanks, he's checked in for Kessler. John Collins comes in for Markkanen. Sensabaugh is checked in for Williams. And Clarkson subbed in for George. Minute 32 left in the third quarter. Sexton against Paul. Pass to Clarkson. And he banks in the layup. Clarkson's got 5.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
Well, Stan, former 2nd-round pick Jordan Clarkson, he's averaged double-digit scoring every season.
Yeah, Brian, he's done it primarily as a 6th man. He actually already ranks among the top 10 in all-time points scored off the bench, and he's still moving up the ladder.
It is interesting that he prefers to come off the bench.
Yes, some guys do.
Now here's Sexton. 10 points for him. They get it back. Here's Sensabaugh. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to go. Spurs trail by 4. Vassell passes to Branham. 29 seconds left in the third. Here's Collins. The fadeaway J is off the mark. The Jazz have gone 5 of 11 in this third quarter. On the wing, Clarkson. From deep three-point land. From beyond the arc and then some. Clarkson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Showing the big-time range. Clarkson.
Collins with a screen on Clarkson. 1 second left. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's Utah closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. We'll be back in a moment. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist to the game.
You have to love his unselfishness and ability to make those around him better.
Well, he really just helps tie this team together. They know they can count on him to set them up.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. So the Utah 5 right now. We've got Patrick Mills, Drew Eubanks out there with John Collins. Then it's Jordan Clarkson, and it's Sensabaugh in at the small forward position. Pass to Vassell. Collins with a screen on Clarkson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He was all alone on that one.
Well, the defense has to do a better job at pushing Vassell off that spot outside.
And here's Mills. And here's Eubanks. Collins defending. Outside Mills. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Branham. Pass to Vassell. Collins outside. Vassell outside. Collins outside. Spurs need to get one up here. Yep, right through the net. Vassell's got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, and that mid-range shot is really Vassell's primary weapon.
Clarkson outside to the paint. Here's Collins. It's hauled in by Mamukelashvili. And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for San Antonio. And after this one, they're at home against Sacramento. That game will be the 3rd of 5 at home. Here's Castle. He's guarded by Mills. That misses. Had a chance to tie it. Utah leading. Pass to Eubanks. Clarkson outside. Back to Eubanks. And Collins with the big block. And it's out of bounds. Still Utah's ball. Victor Wembanyama's checked in for San Antonio. Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Utah. Collier comes in for Mills. On the clock. Clarkson finds Markkanen. Off target with the 3.
Well, with his team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
Here's Vassell. And it's all tied up.
You can really see their confidence growing as this game has gone on. They have reason to believe that.
Yeah, they're in this one. They have some momentum on their side, and they just need to keep up the intensity.
Here's Clarkson. San Antonio getting their last shot to go. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Up top, Vassell. He's covered by Clarkson. Wembanyama against Collins. Fader on the way. The shot by Wembanyama, no good.
He just couldn't finish the job that time, and too bad, because it was a nice look.
Clarkson outside, down low. Here's Collins. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama.
With great mobility and the 8-foot wingspan. Yes, 8 foot. Wembanyama easily wipes that shot away. I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the points.
break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And that's good as he hits both shots.
Well, you have to appreciate a big man who can step up to the line and knock it down with confidence.
They set the screen from deep. Johnson. The kick out to Paul to take the lead. Rebound, Utah.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Here's Sexton. Utah with another miss. San Antonio's gone 1 for 3 in the fourth quarter from range. Barnes, no good. Utah has gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. That's on Keldon Johnson.
Well, you know, Sexton is the definition of a spark plug. He's a high-energy, high-paced player and is terrific at creating scoring opportunities for himself.
No good on the free throw. Kessler, he's checked in for Utah. And he sinks the second. Now here's Paul. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
From deep, Johnson. San Antonio again missing. Jazz leading by 3. Marketed for 3. Rebounded by Champagny. We've got 1:48 left in the final quarter. Barnes finds Paul. And here's Wembanyama. Back to Paul. Clock at 6. Shoots over George. And Paul gets it to go.
You have a big shot. Why not go to Paul? He's seen every situation. Nothing flusters him.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Will Hardy was going over with his team. He tried to loosen the tension a little, asking his guys, are we having fun? I know I am. Just relax out there and follow the game plan. We've got this.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. Markkanen against Johnson. With some arc. Oh, tough basket from Markkanen.
Well, they needed someone to step up there, and it's Markkanen who answers the call.
Outside call to the inside. Here's Wembanyama, and he can't bank that one in. And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. It's a three-point game. On the wing, Sexton. Markkanen sets a screen. Offline with a three. San Antonio's gone only 1 of 4 from the perimeter here in this fourth quarter. Champagny, pass to Paul. The three from Barnes. He connects! Oh, a tremendous three! We're tied!
Well, this is what he does. A proven scorer in the clutch.
Ball against George. 34 seconds left in the fourth. And he buries it.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
And we've got a timeout called by Greg Popovich. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. And looking at the options here, what do you think is being discussed?
With the time left, I think they've got to be looking for a quick shot here.
There's 31 seconds left in the fourth. Tries the 9-footer. Money! And he's tied it up! What a shot!
No fear in this young man. We're already getting a sense of Wembanyama's killer instinct.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. And coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Paul against George. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Markkanen. Shot clock at 5. The Jazz need to get one up in a hurry. Sexton. Missed it! Time expires. We're going to overtime. And we'll be back right after this. And now we get set for overtime in what has been a stirring contest. George and Sexton in the backcourt. Lauri Markkanen out there with Williams. And it's Kessler in at the center position. George against Paul. Pass to Champagny to take the lead. Connects from downtown. Champagny's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Sexton with it. Now George. Let's go with a 3. Rebounded by Johnson. And here's Paul. Outside Wembanyama. Pass to Paul. And it's in there. And now it's a 5-point Spurs lead. You were there, Stan, in Miami at the inception of Heat culture. Give us a taste of it.
Well, it's a little bit overblown in one way, in that everyone basically wants people who work hard and get in shape and compete. The difference maybe with the Heat is they just have a lower tolerance for players who don't meet their standards.
The shot by Wembanyama, no good. Jazz trail by 3. Here's Sexton. He goes up again. Markkanen misses. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 from the field as OT gets going. And he lobs it up to the rim. Stolen by Kessler. In transition, here come the Jazz. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
As he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line. And that brings him within 2 here.
And they need to play good defense here. That trip to the line helped and hurt.
Pass to Wembanyama. Over Kessler. Rebounded by the Jazz.
Yeah, trying to get separation from the defense right there. Just couldn't get it to go.
Yes! A huge shot to tie it up.
Well, I think Sexton enjoys taking over in the big moments. He wants to be that guy for his team.
Wembanyama. San Antonio again missing.
Yeah, he's just not himself right now. He's getting decent opportunities like this one, but just failing to convert. Well, playing his role to perfection, using his size to control the glass for his team.
Out of bounds. It'll go to the Jazz.
Oh, come on. You cannot let that happen in this situation.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances.
It's time
So it's Utah now. George passes to Markkanen to take the lead. Pass to George. Markkanen with a screen on Paul. Just 5 to shoot. George. Oh, he nails it!
And just muscling it in. George, very aggressive.
And we've got a timeout called by Greg Popovich. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. All right, thoughts on what coach is going to do here?
More than enough time to get a bucket.
No doubt, but they might have to draw up something that the defense isn't expecting.
Outside Paul. Pass to Champagny. Here's Barnes. Wembanyama down low. Over Kessler. Oh, no good! And so it's Utah who scraped by with the win. It was touch and go there for a while, but in overtime they caught a second win.
They really did, and it was wild. Everything it took just to get to the extra period, and then their surge at the end. Whew.
Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
Lori, an impressive win tonight. What do victories like this tell you about where this team is headed?
It gives us confidence. We showed that if we play well and we play defense down the stretch, we can beat. And we've shown it. We can compete with anybody. We just got to do it for a full game.
Confidence is key down the stretch. Thanks, Lori.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Coach Stan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And let's reveal our player of the game, Keontae George.